Hey everyone, welcome back to Whiskey Quest. My name is Antonio Flores, and tomorrow is St. Patrick's Day, so we are going to drink a little bit of Irish whiskey today. Um, Bushmills White Label, White Bush, Bushmills Original, whatever you want to call it. So, reason I picked Bushmills was because number one, it's an Irish whiskey, and number two, Bushmills is actually one of the oldest Irish distilleries still alive. So, you know, what better whiskey to pick? I know I could have gone with Jameson, some other ones, but I think this one had a little bit more of history, and anyways, decided to go with that. So, um, it's a triple distilled, which means it's gonna make it a little bit more lighter, a little bit more friendlier than other whiskeys, and it's bottled at 40% is the minimum to bottle Irish whiskey, and it's aged for also 3 years. It says it right back in the bottle. Yep, 3 years. Again, that's another minimum requirement for it to be called Irish whiskey. Say about it, it's blended, so it's a mixture of barley and grain whiskey. So um, the color in this is a gold color, but you can't really judge on how old this is based on the color, since in both Scotland and Ireland they're allowed to add caramel coloring, which is called E158, and it's not supposed to alter or influence the taste of it. So it's just for coloring. I'll leave that up to you if you want to consume stuff with coloring in it. Let's get on the nose really quick. The nose on this is fruity. I get pears from this, and I get vanilla, and then I get hints of red apples in there too. So it's a very, very nice nose, very pleasant. And then on the taste, right up front, first thing you get is a little bit of spice. It's creamy, and then it's followed by the pear and a little bit of vanilla back there. And then the finish is pretty short, and then finishes with the vanilla, so it's pretty short and sweet. Very nice there. You add a little bit of water. Not gonna add too much because it's 40%. It's very, 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 very light whiskey. So triple distilled, it'll get rid of all that harshness. I'll let that sit for a little bit while it opens up. So Bushmills is one of the oldest distilleries, as I mentioned, and it has the date right here on the box and the bottle of 1608, which is the earliest date known or recorded where they got a royal license to distill whiskey, and but the actual distillery wasn't built till 1784. So it's pretty old. It's like I said, one of the oldest of the Irish distilleries. In the 1920s, when Prohibition happened, a lot of the distilleries started to close down because Americans were the ones consuming a lot of the whiskeys, and as we all know, Prohibition kind of ruined that for a while. But they stuck it out and survived through all that whole thing, and then they started thriving again once Prohibition ended. Um, so yeah, I mean, St. Patrick's Day coming up, like I said, tomorrow, and If you go up and look up when was or who invented whiskey, there's a huge argument of who did what and who started the first things. But one of the stories out there is that it was actually invented by early Irish monks, which found some kind of I'm guessing a little pot kind of still for that was being used at the time to make perfumes, and then they brought it back to Ireland and started messing with it, and they started distilling like water and maybe oils, and somewhere down the line they started distilling their first whiskeys, and then story has it they took it down to to Scotland, and they started making their own whiskeys. Very very cool history, and then if it was the Irish, then we owe it to the Irish that now we have this delicious stuff to drink and enjoy. So now I think that's a little bit of time to let this open up. With water, the vanilla I find changes to a honey kind of note. Definitely changes there. The pear is still there, but that honey, man, that honey really comes out. On the taste, you still get the spice, but it's almost gone. It's overpowered by the sweetness now. So it's a lot more sweet, and that finish is even shorter, but it's still enjoyable. Um, I'd say if you're new to whiskeys and Irish for that matter, and you pick this up, um, try it first without water. And if it's a little bit too harsh for you, add a little bit of water. I just did 1.5 drops, about that much, and that should be enough. I think even maybe adding ice to this would water it down too much if you don't drink it fast enough. So I'd say either mix it to start off, or just jump right in and do it the old natural way, and you won't be disappointed. This one actually runs for about $21, and is their bottom shelf lineup, the original one. So for $21, the different flavors that you get out of this, it's not too complex, but it is enjoyable, and this is something I wouldn't mind picking up again. So I definitely recommend this one if you're new to whiskey. Even if you're not new to whiskey and you haven't tried it, give it a shot. I really recommend this one. So again, if you're going out to celebrate St. Patty's Day, drink responsibly, don't drink and drive. Cheers. Here's to Ushka Beha, water of life. See you in the next video. Bye.